Who hasn't been here before? Just Kaiser and Navani. Well, Navani, I'm sure you know what to expect, but we're playing it very loose and casual, very loose. I will ask you all some questions, but it's only like it's no fucking on the spot shit.
It's only like, you know,
just encourage you all to have a laugh,
life stuff,
have some drinks, and enjoy
in the most
celebration, and and talk over dread at every opportunity you get. All right?
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
Well, you want to get a warning edgeways? I got my. I'll say we didn't warn you.
Right.
Why do I always get the rap as if I'm the baddie? Eh?
You're just like the.
All right then, whatever. Yeah.
Warbosses of Da ApORKalypse! Ladies and gentlemen, the Warbosses of Da ApORKalypse.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Warbosses of Da ApORKalypse New Year Special. Woo woo woo! You are joined. You are joined. You are joined tonight by myself, Mr. 6+ Stevo, my usual hosts, Dim Reaper, aka the Hobby Git, Mr. Dreadwar Gaming, Skarnair from Plastic Crack.
Mr. Crack.
And we have some guests today. We have 4 more war bosses to come and join us. We were hoping for 5. We may still get the 5th one, but you never know. But we'll work with what we got. We've got some fantastic guests here today.
Because orcs can't count and they can't really tell the time, so it's probably what it is. Yeah, really.
The silence.
Orcs is just bad timekeepers.
Do you remember what we said about interrupting earlier?
Yeah. I haven't even introduced the fucking guests yet.
Oh yeah, go on, carry on.
Right, we have. Where should I start? Let's start. We cannot.
Is that me yet? I'm here.
The drunken orc, Sid.
All right.
How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad, mate. How are you?
That's the drunken orc. If anyone watched last year's show, now you know that's not just a clever little name. It's not a clever little name. There was
my best behaviour this time. Best behaviour.
No, don't do that. No. What do you think we asked you back?
Yeah.
Sid was going back to his whiskey. I really embarrassed myself last night. The rest of us going, mate, we have got to have him back next year.
He was the
bomb. So we've also got from Modelling for Advantage, the Restless Kaiser has come to join us.
Ooh.
And I'm real pleased, but not only are you wearing that awesome fez, but you're wearing the apron too. You know how much I love that apron.
It's my work apron, sir. It's working, doing a bit of modelling here.
Excellent.
Remember, Steve-O, listen very carefully because your life may one day depend on it. I am a mad man with a box.
Thank you very much, mate. Welcome to the show. It's awesome to have you here. We have Mr. Tom Zimbardo.
Hello.
He is the resident mad doc of the orc community.
Very true.
And the gargant master.
Mm-hmm.
The Stomper Supremo.
What do you say to that?
I don't know.
El Grande Doco.
I like this. The Grande Melones. Yes, Mr. Tom, the Gargant Master, is here. And last,
The Diva of Vulcanation.
but certainly not least, we have the 40k resident pervert. I mean, the resident 40k musician who is the creator of the very theme tune you have just been rocking along to, no less. Yes, it is our composer, because we're a professional outfit here. It is Mr. Navani.
Hello.
Now,
There's all sorts of important professional people in an office just behind us. This is just all
yeah, lots of the admin
studio
stuff
magic to
going
make it look
on.
like we're makes it look like we're just like at-home YouTubers for
Yeah.
The
aesthetic.
set designers have done a cracking job in here.
Oh, it's superb.
They
Yeah.
really weathered that shit on, you know.
Yeah.
the dust and the
You're telling me.
filth.
Fuck me. They've gone for some real fucking area of effect fucking lighting.
If you
here,
touch
I'll
it,
tell
though,
you.
if you touch it, it just wobbles. Though. It's only
A
a
little
photo
bit
behind it.
too much gloss on the top here.
If I poke that wall behind us, it falls down and you see the back of his head.
Can I just say thanks to Wardrobe as well? Wardrobe done a lovely job.
I'd
Yeah.
like to thank my mother,
I
my
agree.
father.
Now, on to important business. Now, we've introduced you all, so everyone knows who you are now. By the way, people, all the guys that have channels, all the channels will be linked in the description below. So if you like what you see from any of these guys here, go and check out the channels. I really recommend you do, because we haven't just asked any old gits here.
In Tom's case, we could share Epic Narrator's videos of his story.
We can do that. We can do that. And we can get them to come into the Discord and come and meet Tom for real. He's a cracking guy.
But Steve, I just got to ask, will you spell my name correctly this time?
I could no promises, mate. I could barely say it correctly.
Yes,
no
it's not
promises.
Navini, is it?
I thought it was Nirvana.
Oh,
Now,
Nirvana?
I have a very important question to ask all you guys, viewers. It's New Year. Hopefully you'll be watching this on New Year's Eve, because you're going to have nothing better to do, are you? So welcome viewers and guests to our very special cheese and wine party. I can't promise it'll be good at what they're throwing at number 10, but you know we'll do our best. So, hey Boris, right? So, but it's a party, so I want to find out what we're all drinking.
Socially distanced party.
Yeah, socially distanced party. I didn't bring my cheese, but I did bring some wine. Lovely little bottle of rosé.
Oh,
Right.
look at you.
I am drinking the Gallo Family Vineyards White Zinfandel, Californian 2020. A very good year.
It was a good year.
It was a good year.
I love the way
Was that,
you're reading
was that
out
different one to me?
you.
And I've even got a special twinkly glass to put it in. So I challenge the rest of you to see if you can beat me on Butch drinks. I don't know where we'll start. Who wants to?
It was a very good year. It was quite an impressive tire that you brought it into.
Well,
I'm just
I'm
got the
gonna
bottle
need
in
this
hand.
whole
Go on,
bottle,
Tom.
I tell you.
Well, this week I has been mostly drinking red wine, a Shiraz.
Oh, these.
Yeah,
Fine Shiraz.
nice.
it's a fine
nice.
wine.
Are you just drinking from the bottle?
No, I have got a glass.
No, he
Not
has a straw.
kind of
Oh,
wine.
Is it a nice big one that you can fit in your hand? Can you swirl? Can you do the swirl?
I think if I
Ah.
swirl, I'll end up spilling it.
So,
Mine's more of a fluke,
Drink it.
so I sort of go with the.
But
so what you're
cheers.
saying is that the doc became an odd boy.
I think the important thing you missed there is that Steve-O's drinking from a flute. Fair play to him.
There you go.
I think the last time I saw him drink wine, it was out of a trifle bowl. So that was a little bit.
Moving up in the world.
I is drinking the black stuff. I've got a Guinness because I am not drinking too heavy because I am working. I've been drinking a lot of red wine over Christmas and a lot of other stuff. Actually, I've drunk more than I usually do. I didn't get a hangover yet, which is pretty good. So that's why I'm sticking to just one Guinness tonight
Very
because
good.
I've got to work in the morning.
Oh, boo.
Oh well, yeah, get ready, people. You've heard it from Dread. Strap yourself in and fill the G's.
Yeah.
This shit's about to get real.
Stay off-
Kaiser,
the
what are you
roads.
drinking?
I'm
my
playing a
friend?
high risk game tonight because I've got coffee in here. I've also got in the red one, I've got paint cleaning water.
Ah,
Next to
nice.
each other on the
nice.
desk. So I'm going to be
Paint
mostly
water or
drinking
roulette.
coffee.
It's mostly coffee.
Mostly
A tiny
coffee.
bit.
Johnny
Should
B's
have
in
your
the
paint
shadows.
water in a wine
him.
glass.
I'm completely drunk.
Hey.
Johnny B. Hey. Oh, we should have had him introduce everyone. Please just say it for me one time, Johnny B.
What?
You know, how do you introduce people on your show? What do you say to them?
I can't remember.
Is that too much?
I can't do it. If I try and do it,
Terminator, John.
it first.
who is your daddy and what does he do?
Right.
Get to the chopper.
Very good there, but you sound more like Danny DeVito. What you do is you go deeper and say, now, who's your daddy and what does he do?
Which is great when we introduce.
This is the
stuff
best New Year's present ever. Johnny B, thank you so much.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Because some guests have no idea what he's talking about.
I know.
Like, I don't even know what they get for.
No
Like,
problemo.
fucking eyes there. Scar, what are you
Whiskey.
drinking?
Teelan's whiskey. Dublin. Whiskey. There you go. I wasn't told it was cheese and wine. I just grabbed the whiskey. Happy days.
Nice. Proper.
Navani, what you got?
Well, I got myself some water and some 12-year-old Abelor. Abelor? How do you pronounce Abelor? Yeah.
In a very special cup you were showing us earlier.
No,
That's not the cup you had earlier.
No. The water's in the special cup.
Oh.
The tiny little tumbler that I won on a stream.
I was half expecting you to take out like a Viking drinking horn full of whiskey or something. It's like,
I already know. He has. You do have one though, don't you, Navani? I just know you do.
Somewhere, yeah.
I knew he would. I knew he would have a tankard.
Yeah, I don't have it to hand, but of course I've got one. Yeah.
Would you like me to get the whip now or later?
Later. We don't want to get
Later.
too hard.
Yeah.
Hey, Dim.
I'm drinking coffee, but
Is it Irish coffee?
I have liqueur sweets.
You're gonna bite them open and.
he's on a wild one tonight, lads.
No. You open it, put it into the coffee, and let it melt down. That'll add the alcohol.
Yeah. I like that sound.
I remember eating a whole box of them as a kid, hoping that it might get me drunk.
Yeah. You think
Sid,
like that as a kid?
Drunken Orc. It's not just a name, is it? Come on, man. What you got?
I've got some cans.
Yeah.
Starters, like
Fill a
straight.
can, so we don't know what you're working on.
Then I've got a bottle of Lafroig whiskey.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's
To start
the
with.
one, isn't it?
I've got a cheeky glass of beer. It's a nice
The colour wheel.
cocktail accompaniment. Make sure me drinks complement each other in their hues.
That does look though like that. In that glass, it looks like the beer that Stifler drunk on American Pie.
It's not exactly Harry Monk.
It's got quite the head on it.
Oh, look at the head on that.
Well, Dred's working, so he's not drinking any contrast paints tonight.
No.
You never know.
No.
The night is young. He could be.
He's not
persuaded.
made of money. Like, come on. Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. That's heavy drinking.
So
That's feeling rich.
we all know what
Celebrate
we're
it.
drinking. We all know what we're drinking. This is a New Year special, so I think we should talk about the year that has been. How has the been? How has the year
How was the
been for
bean?
you guys
Magic.
in terms of
Magic
like,
bean.
your hobby year and well, just generally really, but your hobby year? What have you been up to on your channels, in your hobby? What have you been up to in life? How have you dealt with shit? Has it been a good year? Who should we start off with?
Well,
Scar,
it's been
go.
the second year of the
Oh,
fucking
God, sorry.
plague, hasn't it? Second year of the plague. Fucking plague. I'm pissed off with it now. Boring.
It's not even a fun one either. Where
It's
does
just
zombies?
boring.
shit?
It's the most boring apocalypse you could ever have. If there was
Just pretend it's
zombies,
not happening. It's easier.
people in the desert, that would be fine. But it's just boring.
Death by boredom.
The worst thing about it is every customer I go into, I have to wear a mask and my glasses steam up if I wear my glasses that day. So I've had to wear my contact lenses more, which means I get dry eyes. Fuck you, COVID.
How did people manage to wear a mask and glasses at the same time?
I know,
It's
it's
really
really
good.
difficult.
Because I see people doing it, but as soon as I put the mask on, it's just white eyes.
Yeah.
If you get the surgical ones, they've got a metallic-ish strip at the top.
I've tried.
Around your
I've
nose.
got them proper molded around the bridge of my nose, but it still seems to blast two jets up.
You
So
just
the
got a
main
green
thing
stuff
is-
in it.
Powerful nostrils, mate.
I'm-
That's my
I've got one operates at 140% and one operates at about 50.
If you put the mask on first and then the glasses and have a little gap at the bottom, your breath comes out there.
It's
If you
like
put
consumer
glasses on
advice.
first and then the mask with a little gap at the top, it all steams up your glasses.
Or
Snorkel.
Or you put on the mask and then you add some green stuff.
The link to the
I like that one.
face.
That's a good one.
is in the
I've
description
been
below. You can go and buy them
unboxing
now.
BattleTech. That's what I've been doing. All right. There
Hey,
you go.
at least we now know that avoid it like the plague is not a cliche because most fuckers don't bother to do it.
Scott, what are you?
BattleTech.
What have you been doing?
Oh,
BattleTech.
Jesus Christ, BattleTech. Yeah.
I have been. I've got to say, Scott,
BattleTech,
I
you
have
say?
been.
What are you on about?
You've got me interested. You have been nagging me. You have been chipping away. You've been throwing it into every episode of this show, and none of it's worked at all.
Subtle
But
hints,
these
backgrounds. you know what I mean?
videos that you've done recently, and I recommend
they're
all the
good.
viewers to go and check them out. You did the advent calendar, didn't you?
I
Leading up to
did a
Christmas
video
Day.
for every day. So I think the first one was the first 3 days, but after that I did a video every day, including Christmas Day. So there you go. Fucking
It was
24
awesome.
videos. or
Showing
something.
off the miniatures and stuff, talking about the game, giving a little insight. It got me interested, and I will be talking about next year. Skipping ahead, next year I'm looking to dabble and dip my toe into the BattleTech world and see what it's got to offer. Because you've got me intrigued. You have got me intrigued.
It's a
There's some
trap.
sweet scopes. The new scopes are nice. That's what got me started with them. You know what I mean? That's what got me into it. That and 40k being shite. But yeah, you know.
Oh,
Subtle.
5 point
Yeah.
grots. Come on the fuck now. Come on, lads. Let's be fucking realistic here.
Viewers, check if you want to talk
Fucking
about
points.
5 point grots law. Check out my video. Come and see what you think. Come and join the debate and have a chat about that.
It
Yeah,
really
5
sucks
point
up.
grots though. There's no dressing it up, is there? That was the
No.
thing. Was that this year that happened?
That sunk
this year?
some battleship tactic,
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
It stung.
It seems like longer ago because a dimmer was going on about it, but it was.
I've actually had a rather good year, I must say.
Mhm.
Nice.
Not Warhammer wise, but music wise.
Yeah.
Been
Saw quite a bit of it.
yeah, I've been building my studio into a more professional kind of thingamajig. So things sounds better and it's more fun to do.
Hold on.
And you've been working on a little something for me behind the scenes, haven't you?
No.
You just can't keep things to yourself, can
Which
you?
will be revealed shortly on my channel, and it's good. It's good stuff.
And if Dim gets his finger out, you might find that Nava's worked with more than one of the Warbosses.
there you go. There you go.
If Dim gets his finger out.
That's a big fucking if.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, you know, Navs has a finger in every Warboss. I mean,
Decorum.
What have you been doing hobby-wise, Nav? What have you been?
I've been trying to get a grip with my Warhammer hobby. Did some painting, and well, I painted some of the new Beast Snagger boys, and I written the script and started recording the next episode for the Scum and Kickbag show. So it's coming soon. I just gotta find time to take photos and edit it and stuff like that.
Superb.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Like I said, viewers, links to all these channels down in the description below. Go and check them out and give them a sub. Definitely. Tom, how was the year for you?
Yeah, it's been all right hobby wise. I've sort of lost my mojo a little bit in the last couple of months, but it's coming back again. I started off painting a lot of my gargant. It wasn't painted at the start of the year, and I've got it mostly painted. He's about 80% done, but then he's kind of sat there on about 80% done for the rest of the year because we've had so much orc stuff. It's been a bit overwhelming because we had the Beast Snaggers, we had the new Codex, we had the Kill Team, we had the new
Sod Grog, Squig
Yeah,
Hog Boys, Smasher Squigs,
everything.
Boss on
So-
Squig, Mega Boss, Death Doctors,
Very
Commandos.
very underwhelming.
Very underwhelming, but the Commandos on their own are amazing, mate. Forget the rest
Yes,
of
they
the
are.
then the rest of it's
They are
rubbish.
lovely.
Commandos
They are
is
lovely.
amazing. I've got probably 75% of what the new releases are, but they're mostly sat, assembled, primed, and half painted as usual. Got like 100 half painted orcs in front of me.
You're doing better than me, mate. I've got so much stuff. I've still got Gazco on the bloody sprue, so I had no chance. But I did do my Squig Hog Riders. I did do my Smasher Squig. They're built and painted, and I've played with them. I'm currently building the Beast Snagger boys, and I've got the Pain boss that's mostly painted, and the Mega Boss who's coming along on his way. But yeah, I got that start collecting set, or the Combat Patrol box with all this new shit in. You know, the first thing I started building, Death Dread. I built the Death Dread.
Classic.
You know? Yeah. I did the same thing with the Saga with the Beast. I got the new Gazgul, knew all this new stuff, and I just went Mega Knobs and just built a Mega Knobs. But yeah, it's it has been a bit like overwhelming. But there you go. We're never happy, are we? Not enough. Too much.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just been that I haven't really concentrated on one thing because I've gone, oh, this thing's cool. Put them all together, start to paint them, and there's a new thing out. Get that. Put them all together, start painting.
Yeah, that's better.
So,
That's exactly how I would usually behave, and that's how I have always behaved in my hobby all this time. But I've sort of dedicated myself now to, well, I've got to play the guys, so I've just been painting.
Yes,
and I've had so many other ideas and things I want to do, and I've got the snaggers, and I ain't put any together yet. I've got Gazgul, I ain't put them together yet either. Loads of things, and loads of other miniatures that I picked up, military miniatures that my brother found in a skip that I want to make into cool orky things, but and I also want to do something for this the Garzinski Gargant challenge. But I'm like, geez, I've just got to focus on painting right now. So I've actually done that. I've completely just let everything just blow over my head and go, it will be around for a while. I've got plenty of time to worry about it. Now I'm just focusing on this stuff. So
you're staying on target.
I have.
No, that's good, man. That's good. I've kind of gone the opposite route to you because that's what I was like. I stayed very focused on one thing at a time, and it's gone well out the window now. I've just gone back into bad habits, and I'm dabbling all over the place, doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
I love a dabble.
Yeah, Sydney, how's the year been for you, mate? What have you been up to? Well, I see your video earlier. I see your video today that answered that question already.
Yeah, hobby-wise, I was pretty. It's everything I found in me.
Bloody loads of it. I watched it in the van while I was driving. It was quite difficult for everyone else on the road, but it was great.
Do not try this at home.
No,
that would be hard because you'd be in your car.
When you get home, leave a comment. But I got quite a bit of hobby done. The bit I was most sort of pleased with was doing all 20 beast snaggers out of the box, because that's the sort of thing which normally I look at and go, oh, troops. Because if you're doing like a Death Dread or a wagon or something big, then that's different. But when it's lots of little things, it tends to
with lots of details as well, loads of little bits and stuff on them.
But getting those all finished I was quite pleased with that. Although I'm surrounded by primed things, which I'm like, if I just prime it, I'll paint it, but then I'll build something, prime someone else, and someone else, and someone else, and then have a proper token to myself after 2 or 3 months of it, and go, right, you need to make a dent. But it's been all right.
It's one of the best feelings.
You're pretty good at getting things done, though, aren't you, Sid? You actually do.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I try to.
But that feeling, isn't it, of when something is fully finished, that it's like the journey's a bitch, but once
you put it in the case or on the shelf with the other finished stuff, and you go, I've done well here. Like I've got
it's a hard feeling to beat.
A Squig Hog Rider, one of them, just on his tods, just like that. Looking for his mates, can't use them. You need to get the rest of them done.
If your stuff is finished, then you're a better painter than I am, because I'm never like I can never put varnish on the model. Never think that I wouldn't ever go back to that and make it better.
No, what are you on about? Varnish is just a layer. It just protects what you've done so far. You can carry on after you varnish. You can crack straight on. And in fact, if you make a mistake, you can rub it off.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah. Just keep going on. Never stop.
His old boys are built like pineapples, man.
There's detail under there somewhere, I swear it.
I was thinking very optimistically in the same Pat closet. I'm like, I bought some like cans of varnish and stuff, but I've never varnished miniatures before because I never finished them. And as you can tell, like these cans haven't been used yet, so it's like, oh yeah, I'll paint something eventually. You know what I mean? My optimism is never ending. I love it.
I haven't fully finished when the varnish goes on. So after the varnish is when I put like some sort of blood effects and things and little tufts of grass and stuff on the bases. That's when I put those tufts on. That's done.
I've never varnished.
Wow.
Never varnish.
Same here.
Same here.
Blimey.
And it's not that I'm like, do no, I didn't varnish. I just don't get round to it.
Well, Dread makes up for all of you.
Yeah, and then some. Jesus.
Yeah. There's never any left in the shops.
That was good, that stuff. I used it for deodorant too.
I'll block the pause.
Just huffing it.
Kaiser, how has your year been, mate?
Yeah, well, I work in a
Husband
school,
year
so
has.
it's been a weird one. So I'm a librarian in a school in my real life, so we were kind of back at work and a lot earlier than a lot of other things, and kind of worked through a lot of it, and everything had to be done differently to be safe. So that was quite demanding. But in terms of the channel, we were a battle report channel 2 years ago. Modeling for Advantage was a battle report channel, and then we had a huge period of time we couldn't do it. So increasingly been doing the big change over the last year or so. It's been a lot more live shows, which was never intended. I had to go and buy a new computer, and I was like, I got rid of the computer because then I wouldn't play computer games because I've got a kid and stuff. I was like, get rid of the computer. I don't need one now. And I needed to get one for live shows. And in terms of games, I think the big one, I'm doing a few things a little bit for it now. For us, the best thing of this year has been SPQR, believe it or not, which is Warlord games. I don't know
Minimus Maximus.
I am painting. This is like a dog handler. My goals. He's whistling. And here are the wee doggies that I'm doing at the moment.
Here's old Shep.
The names of the heroes he's given.
That
makes it for me.
Is this a full range of really nicely sculpted Roman miniatures? By any chance?
Yeah. I wouldn't say they were all really nice, but you don't necessarily have to buy the Warlord ones. You know,
It's
you
Warlord
buy
stuff,
anybody's Romans. But the game system is actually not that spectacular. But we've been playing it as a campaign, and we really lent into the whole biggest dickest thing with the campaign.
Very much
we've got Phoenix Magnus, Velix Skylight, Phallicus, Gladiator of Rome.
Phallicus, I love that.
There's a Minimus Maximus, the other one.
Yes, there's Minimus Maximus.
That was pre-penis names.
Because Warlock with two sizes of plastic Roman, they're early guys, they're 25 mil. So they're quite significantly shorter than everybody else. So he's got one of those as Captain Minimus Maximus. What I've really liked about SPQR, though, is it's a really good example of the fact that the game is unremarkable. It might even be bad, but we've really, really enjoyed the games because we're totally bought into the behaving like teenagers. Just the enjoyment of calling your characters biggest dickest. Just believe me. You would not regret it, especially not on camera. You're like, we can't have a new character until we've worked out the name. So I've got a druid I'm working on for the Celts. He's going to be Viagrix. He's his knees. You've got to have the name before you can have a new character.
Will he have like blue gems or something at his base?
Undeniably, yeah.
Absolutely.
The one I was thinking of is I've had your Rex. I've had your Rex. This is the one I was thinking about.
Right. Yeah.
For like a nice Gaulish warrior.
If you want to suggest any names for the Kaiser's Roman characters in the comment section below, have at it. It's an orc community, mate. We know a thing or two about knob jokes.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I'm in the right crew here.
Yeah. You've come to the right place. Dim, how's the year been for you, mate?
Yeah, I started writing some poetry, and look at that, halfway there already.
Joke.
It's been shit, to be honest. Yeah,
not as shit as that joke.
Really no, but it's been really fucking shit. In terms of the hobby, doubly so. Basically done with 40k now, or at least the modern one. I'll play the odd game. But
you're like the guy you sit to like on the bench and you say hello to, and very quickly you wish you fucking hadn't. My wife left me, and then just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, I lost my job. I've got a nasty lump. Doctor said it's worrying, you know. Then my cat got run over.
And the dog stopped humping my leg.
We have growths. I've got this growth.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, damn.
Quite a lot of that, yeah. It's quite an apt summary. But yeah, I've come out of it like I came out of the womb, screaming and kicking, and you know, just plod on,
Fucking
really.
rocket, baby.
Well,
Same time next year, lads.
yeah, I'll get me coat. So that was last year.
Yeah.
What have we got planned for next year in terms of your hobby, your channels, and anything else really, whatever you want to talk about? Dim, let's go for you. Next year's got to be better, isn't it?
Well,
Gotta
you know,
be better.
it's only up from the bottom of the barrel, isn't it? Yeah, I'm planning to do well. I finally managed to get like an actual video up the other day.
Well, it didn't come up in my feed.
Yeah, well, it's Gaslands. I was just showing off the implements of Carnage Brew because there's a second one come out. It's got like a buggy and a dirt bike on it and a couple of other bits.
Oh, I need that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Dim, I think what you should do is in the month of January, make a video every day showing off a different one of the Gaslands miniatures.
No, I haven't finished enough. I've got three. I've
Hey,
got
look, it
three and I'm
worked
not
for
even happy
Scar.
with them. I've got three and I'm not even happy with them.
Yeah. It's like, oh, do you know what would be a great idea? Advent calendar. So much work and so few words. It's quite amazing, like how ideas. You know what I mean? It's like seems like a good idea.
You live to regret them.
Well,
See,
you do, you don't.
Speaking of big video projects that must have been a right ball ache, Sid,
Yeah.
the 12 Days of Christmas video that you put together, how was that experience?
That was a
Of, like,
massive
trying to
massive
organise that and do
ball
that.
ache. Honestly, you're like herding cats. Ridiculous. Right? Trying to get the stuff together was no, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't.
I
that
felt
bad.
for you, mate. I felt for you. I really did.
It
Oh.
seemed like I realised towards the end it was a massive amount of work for what was essentially a very small window of it being, you know, anywhere approaching relevant. I've got to say though, John at Earhawks Minis, fantastic. He handled all the music.
Beautiful.
All I could find was I think Scar found it the 12 Days of Christmas on YouTube, but it's actually only 8 days of Christmas. And it just cuts off. So I was chopping that and trying to get the last out for 12. It was horrific. I mentioned it to John and he went, "Oh, I'll have a look to see if I can knock some up if you like." I was like, "Yeah, if you could." Within 24 hours, full finished track, sent back from scratch. It was like, that's amazing.
Super.
Yeah, if he's got skills.
Good.
He has. Nav, I'd have asked you, mate, as well, but it was just the way it happened. He was.
Don't worry.
Johnny on the spot.
We've been keeping Nav very busy. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, no, in demand. He's in demand. But yeah, it was a lot of work. But yeah, it was good fun.
It came off really well, mate. It really, really, really well.
Yeah.
I've got to say though, star of the show,
Me.
Dread, your
Yes.
performance
Limelight as
was.
always.
Mwah.
Do you know what?
Sublime.
When it came to 5 gold rings,
Couldn't be anyone else,
who's
could
going to
it?
give this line some justice? Who's going to give it some welly? And there was only one on Saturday.
Oh, you're proper going for it.
But he went
Proper
in, so
going
we had
for
to
it.
settle for Dread.
Yeah. It was Roxy, wasn't it? But she just went there. So I had to step in.
Yeah, Roxy.
Yeah.
Not pointing any fingers.
Scar, you've finished the year heavily on BattleTech, really focusing on it in your hobby and on the channel. Is that what you plan to carry on doing going into next year?
It's weird for me. Like, I used to be heavily just into 40k orcs, and I think, I don't know what it is. It's gotten to the stage where like I've been buying Wargaming Illustrated for about 6 months now. So, you know, I'm getting free miniatures of Waterloo stuff, and I've gotten into BattleTech, and you know, there's Gaslands as well. So there's these fucking these modern for advantage bastards. I don't know what way. It's sort of like an open book for me at the moment. I'm really enjoying BattleTech, and I'm liking what I see. So I'm not tying myself down too much. But I'm going to be doing a lot of BattleTech, and then whatever takes me fancy. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just going with the flow.
I'm definitely down with them sort of vibes. Just go with what you want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
The dread, the community. Other than on this show, your channel, it's been quiet for a long time for very good reason. You've moved country.
I've given up my life in paradise to come and work in the grind. but apparently it's for some good reasons. I don't know. I'm unsure.
Are we going to see more videos?
Matt Farnish over here. That's what the problem was.
Are we going to see more videos in the new year?
Yes, we are. We're definitely working towards it. The army is almost ready to start playing some games. So you're going to start seeing some battle reports with some of these ugly gits, and then maybe Dread will go on tour, and all sorts of amazing things. Yeah.
Don't worry, people. We will put a tracking beacon on him, which we will have an app up and running for at the time. So you can track his location at any time. When he's within a 10-mile radius, it will buzz and go off like an alert. It'll give you time to hunker down and make yourself unavailable. Yeah.
It'll also alert you if he's watching YouTube again.
So will that be battle reports or battle reports?
Both.
Both are important.
Reports, yeah.
Listen,
I like it.
Navani, Dim's got the shit jokes covered, mate. You honestly, off, mate. Take the night off.
I was about to suggest to Dim that he could improve his earlier joke about poetry with putting it on a black bird.
Yeah. I don't know what you're raving on about, but
oh Jesus Christ, these two are
raving.
Oh mate, you served it up. You served it up, Navani, and he just twatted it right back at you.
Funnily enough, I am actually wearing a tall shirt, actually.
Tom, you were so what New Year, what does it hold for you? I know that you are currently running a big gargant build-off thing, so I know that's going into next year. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's the Gargant Zinski Challenge. So probably most people watching this will be aware that one of our friends in the community sadly passed away last year. And he was a proper crazy old man.
Razor toast to Rivets and Dakar.
Yeah, mate.
Zinski, Rivets,
God bless him.
Proper good bloke, he really was.
It was a gem.
He was an absolute
God bless his hobnail boots.
He really was. Yeah. He was really complimentary about my Death Dreads. I remember when I first did the video, Snap, Crackle and Pop, and he really liked the name of that. And I remember his comments on that, and he kept saying like, "Oh, I'm really jealous that I didn't have that idea first. I'd love to cool names for dreads and that." And he was always like that, always commenting on videos and giving like loads of support and praise and encouragement. And watching his videos, which were so good, like. I remember saying to Sky at the time, I said, "You seen this new channel?" I said, "He's fucking good." I said, "He's better than I was when I bloody started out. He's better than I am fucking now." Put together a really good format and everything. It was just he put his own twist on everything. A very laid back, chilled dude. And I'll never forget that. Talking about his missus, God bless her, Rob Nail Boots. I just loved that every time. He's proper cool guy. He was like the uncle you wanted, or whatever, the cool uncle. Looked like an old biker, didn't he? He was cool as fuck. Yeah, Top lad.
I mean, he just found out about YouTube. Well, got an interest in doing YouTube, and all of a sudden he was a professional at it from the start.
yeah. Yeah,
It's, like,
instantaneously
amazing.
on it. For like first video, it was just like proper like it looks like this guy's been doing it for a while. Like, yeah.
I think if I name one of my orcs Gar, it's going to have to be like Garzinski. It'll have to be like a biker.
I've got an orc. I've got
shop.
the original mech. I don't know how well you can see.
Oh yeah.
You can see him quite well on the old school.
Zinski, yeah.
Bekzinski.
Mekzinski.
Awesome.
Nice.
But I never got to show Gar. I never got to go, look, I've got a mech after you, mate. But, you know, it meant I've got a nice orc to remember him by there. So I'd had this idea of like, because, you know, I'm on my second gargant now. He's like 80% done. You know, he's like, you know, the Death Star in Return of the Jedi, where they're like, it's not finished. And he's like, nah, it's fully operational. Yeah, like that, right? Like, it's there like a half-finished Hulk of a beast, right?
You have to leave an exhaust port somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Like, well, actually, we played one game with my old gargant, which was called That's No Moon, right? And some kid flew a land speed around the back and shot it in the bum where it just had no armor, and it's like, you know, that was clever. but yeah,
when you had different armor values all round.
Well, yeah, that was back when you did. This is like, I don't know, 5th or 6th edition or something. This is like 10,
tactical movement.
Yeah, so having been building a gargant for like nearly 2 years now anyway, because it was the start of the pandemic when I started making it, I was like, if I do a gargant challenge, I'm going to have to give people a year for like normal people, or like 3 years instead. But
what about the rest of us? What do we fucking do?
We have until 2030.
I thought, right, when shall we do it? And then it was in the middle of October when we found out that Gar had died, and it was like, oh shit, you know. And I was like, well, that's the perfect opportunity to like name it after him, really, isn't it? You know, like the Gargant Zinski challenge, and then get people on board. And it was there wasn't that much enthusiasm at first, but then Clinton, Essex Boys, who's sadly not here with us at the moment because he's working.
I was going to say, he's still alive.
He's still alive.
It's all good, don't worry.
You've been dropping off like flies, man.
Well,
I was like, fucking Essex Boys, no.
Oh yeah, as soon as I said that, I thought, oh, shit.
T-shirt saves. That's what does it.
So Clinton's done his video. He's working tonight, so he can't be on to chat with us. But he did that, and then loads of people were like, "Oh yeah, this looks awesome!" And like, there's about 10 or 12 people, I think, building gargants. Like,
how do people enter? How do people, if other people are hearing this, and you want to build a gargant in a bit less than a year now?
So we always have links, don't we, to the Facebook group and Discord, right? And if you want to join the Facebook group, answer the fucking membership questions saying that you follow the rules and that you'll only post orc stuff and you won't be a dick and that you know who the orc gods are. If
really
you don't know that, we won't let you in. And if you are a t-shirt spammer and you know who Gork and Mork are, you deserve to be let in anyway. That's fine. Okay?
Well, you're not allowed to be a dick.
Exactly.
What if you know who they are, but you don't know which one's which?
That's fine.
Those t-shirt sales, totally made up for my YouTube losses.
Yeah. So
You're allowed to be a knob, just not a dick.
So you can either join the Facebook group or you join the Discord, or both. And then there's a post on a Facebook group. There's a channel in the Discord. And basically, it's build a gargant of any size, from like Rustbot, that's like a sort of Land Raider size with like a
5-6 inches.
Yeah, not that big. Up to stupidly big mega gargant. You know, basically strap bits onto your car, and you know your wife will divorce you probably. But hey, you've got a gargant's car. You know, like
you can sleep in the gargant. It'll be fine.
Exactly, gargant will be fine. You know,
it's like, well, if 5 or 6 inches to you isn't that big, your wife must be pleased either way. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's all by the end of October next year, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. So
lifter, dropper, whatever you want to do to it.
October 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sid, plans for next year, mate.
I've not just to get through it, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's
the optimist.
I want to go outside and see.
What do you have any, Sid, for the Drunken Orc channel? Do you have any plans? Like, are you just going to go with the flow, or do you have anything where you want to get to with it?
Generally just go, well, no, I just go with the flow. Normally, that's how I've pretty much got through 45 years of life so far. Just, the route of least.
They've been rough on you, haven't they, mate? But yeah, people watching go, 45, he's fucking dreaming, isn't he?
I just got to say thank you guys for making me feel young here.
But the videos I'm doing at the minute, I want to get more battle reports in. So I've just started playing like bat reps again since I've had the channel. So that's number one priority. It's just finding time and opponents, because I'm not part of any sort of gaming club, and yous all either live much further down south or despise 40k. So I've got to look a little bit further afield. But I don't know, with the channel.
Or both.
Or both.
Yeah.
I'm not that bothered about the new stuff. I've done a bit of that over this summer, and it grinds you down. It's not for me. But I don't know, just anything entertaining, really. If it's a bit daft, if it's a bit stupid.
We chatted about this earlier, didn't we? The news channels are much the same. I've taken the foot off the gas of them. Like the campaign book came out with Blood Axe rules and Speed Mob rules, and I don't know nothing about it really, other than I've heard a few bits on some other channels. And
well, what's the point? It'll be redundant in 3 months.
Well, quite possibly. It's nice that Blood Axes are getting some love and getting some attention and stuff. And apparently there's some quite good rules in there for them.
That's what Tim said though. Like, I didn't even get to use the Sag of the Beast book before it was like redundant. So I'm like, well, what's the point?
I got a little bit of use out of it, but then lockdown happened.
I've been studying the Orc Codex, and already that's wrong for me. So,
Speaking about redundant stuff, how's it going with your subscription there, Steve-O?
On the app?
Warhammer Plus.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Warhammer Plus, just the Army Builder app.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm still fucking on it. I just popped up on my thing again the other day saying, thanks for your payment of $1.99. I'm like, fuck, damn, it's
Turning into a gym membership for you, isn't it?
It is. It's like seeing on Friends. Like, I want to quit the gym. Yeah, they're fuckers. Once they got you, they fucking keep you.
Fucking even Netflix are less of a git about that.
I use BattleScribe, because I just know it's usually right on that. It usually works.
Well, that's because like fans are just more devoted than someone who's punching clocks.
Built with some passion and care, and a fraction of the budget. That the company like that should be able to produce something like really quite good.
Well, I mean, Fantasy Flight. I mean, obviously this is a little bit redundant now because now it's moved over to another company. But Fantasy Flight were doing an app for X-Wing, and they just gave up because the fan apps were outclassing them. So I honestly think GW should just give up doing it because they're not cut out for it. Let the competent people do it. BattleScribe's already got that market cornered, and they know what they're doing. And it's a well-oiled machine. Everyone knows how it works. Everyone knows where to get it. Just let them get on with it.
What you're reading there, Kaiser? The new kill team. What do you think?
Oh, mate, what do I think? I think this is wank.
Yeah.
Dog shit.
This.
Why? Why did they do it?
Kaiser, before you start, I'll count you in from 3. Triangle, square, circle, go.
Why?
Numbers are so.
That was in the wrong order.
Why
It's
would they
triangle,
do it?
circle, square, mate.
It doesn't make any sense.
No,
It's
but
like-
you look at this and you're thinking, why would you do that? You want to try reading a rule set where every time there's a rule, there's mentioning of 3 different shapes.
Yeah.
Your brain can't cope with it. It's just
If
like,
you
what
say
does
to your
that even
opponent,
mean?
how far does he move in a square? Like, what?
Yeah, it's like when you charge, you move into engagement range, which is up to triangle. You can cross an obstacle. It's like, no, just give me the numbers, man.
GW, you should be embarrassed. That is embarrassing. That was bad.
What I would say about Kill Team though is it's actually once you during half term or something. I think it was last half term. I took the week and I played several games of Kill Team, like with the same kill teams, like get my head into this game. And it is actually quite a good game. It's just so impenetrable because of that whole square circle business.
Yeah.
And there's nothing about it that's familiar. If it's it's not like 40k Lite, it's like a completely different game system that you've got to learn.
What they're going to do? Copyright ships.
Which is that I was chatting with the Scar and Dim the other night about this is why BattleTech for me is I'm hoping the next year coming is going to be my new Kill Team, because Kill Team for me the appeal of it was that it was very low investment. You bought the box, you had the book, you had everything you needed in there, and you could play. And orcs were really crap in that version of Kill Team. They were so weak, but it was a fun game. I had a.
You got to use a grow as a bullet catcher, and that's storytelling. That's brilliant, right?
I enjoyed it, but this new version of Kill Team, along with the points you've made, I find that GW are now asking for your full-on investment now. It's not all the factions and all the rules in one book and everything you need there. And it's buy further books, further faction books, further expansions, further updates, FAQs. Again,
they don't make games anymore. They make live services.
Just like 40k. I've committed to 40k, and as much as some of the things annoy me, I still enjoy the game, and I put up with all that. But I'm not prepared to put up with it for a second game system. And Kill Team was a nice break for me from that. But this new one, as soon as they started talking about that, I lost interest. I'm like, no.
And I think it is killing the game. I think, because it's actually a much better intro game. It's a much better start game. It's very difficult to comprehend the roles. Very often, you look at it, it's so unfamiliar. If you get a game, you pick up most skirmish war games, you pick up a game that says, right, this model rolls 3 dice and hits on a 4. It's like, I know half of the rules for this game before I've even played it. It's going to move about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this game doesn't work like that at all. Even though you move 6 inches, it says you move 3 circle. It's like, what the hell have you done that for? Not one pentagon, which is also 6. You move 3 circle. Okay? What? But if you got someone to show you the game, you'd learn it in a couple of hours. You know, second game you played, you'd be pretty familiar with what you were doing.
I think I preferred it when it was more of a 40k light. With more fluff and flavour, and sort of it expanded the rules in certain areas, but also lightened up on stuff. And I think I preferred it as that. It was such a good entryway into the game, and now that I think they're just asking too much investment for people in it. And I think, like you say, I think it's killing it. And I think Combat Patrol is the 40k light, basically. Combat Patrol, just pay them small armies and do that, but. It's a real shame.
That doesn't come as a complete box, like as something that someone can just pick up and go, I want to try 40k. You know, like there isn't a box at the moment you can just pick up and just go, right, I'm going to have a little light go of 40k. There isn't.
Well, there is. It's 25 quid. It's called the Recruit Edition. The thing is that those rules are so divorced from what competitive play looks like that you don't think that's a sensible starting point. But I actually think they have really good introductory products because they don't scare the shit out of you by showing you the actual rules. They give you a mission where mission 1 is we're going to learn the movement and the shooting rules. Mission 2, we're going to learn the combat rules. Mission 3, we're going to learn the morale rules. And mission 4, we're going to do invuln saves and a few other.
Oh, is this the thing with like 3 Marines and 3 Death Guard or something in it? Like those. Yeah.
The current one is, I think, 10 Necrons and 5 Assault Marines and a couple of heroes. But actually, it's nothing like 40k. But I want to say 40k for a lot of you guys, because we're struggling with 40k as well, and we love the story and we love the lore. But we have got ourselves into a mindset, I think, as a community, especially on the YouTube, where there's a lot of competitive play goes on, that we think that we should be playing 2,000 points, that we should be playing match play, and it's all rubbish, mate.
Yeah.
I've gone back to playing 50 power level games on a 4-foot board with end of game objectives and slay the warlord and that kind of crap, right? It is not high level competitive, but it's put the fun back in the game. And the only bonus rules we use are the ones that come in your book.
I've been doing exactly the same, mate. I've just
rip out all that mission tournament crap.
did a battle report last night, which I haven't put on the channel yet. Probably it has been since on this video, but I've been in a lot of that lately. In the small games, house ruling stuff, we've been either doing away with secondary objectives or agreeing to just have one and pick the same one, and adjusting things slightly. And even last night, there was a point when my orcs got shot. They were partially obscured. I couldn't remember what the rules were for partially obscured. I couldn't remember whether they got saves or whether you couldn't hit certain ones or what. I thought, you know what, they're just all dead. So then we can move on with the game. And you know what? A lot of the viewers will point out to me, oh, you did that wrong, you did that wrong. Do you know what? We carried on playing and we were having fun. And it was genuinely, free yourself from them shackles.
But
take what you like
from
from it. Strip out what you don't like, agree together what you think will be most fun and most fair, and have at it. And you can pick and choose the rules totally. I think, you've really hit on something there. And I think, like you say, YouTube
2,000 point game is too big and too complex. For fun play. It's like if you like cars, you don't think that you're Hamilton, though, do you? You know, you're not looking for Formula One driving lessons to enjoy riding your car or your road bike or whatever it is that you're into. But something about 40K is we kind of, because of the community is that way, we're all looking at that top end of the game.
Yeah,
the hyper competitive and massively complicated. You play 4 turns on a 4-foot board with 1,000 points with your mate, and you'll have a different game.
Yeah, totally.
Very different game.
I was just having Nick, but previously, when I used to play Nick, he wanted to play 2,000 points. He wanted to play that, partly for the channel, but partly because of what he was used to in that. And I've sort of strong-armed him into, let's play some Combat Patrol. And he was like, okay, give it a whirl and see what my audience thinks, see if they like it. And just the other day when I did the last game with him, he said, you know what? These smaller games are actually a lot more fun. He said it's like easier. There's no hassle. It's a smaller table we set up. It's easier going. And he said, you know what? They're a lot more fun. And house ruling the stuff and going, do you know what? 3 secondaries is too much for these small games. It's excessive. We need to strip that back. Let's just have one and let's choose the same one and do things like that. And it just, by doing that, you just make the game more fun for yourselves, and it's just it's just easy.
Because you lost sight about the fact that you're supposed to be enjoying it. My experience of 2,000 point 40K is you allocate an entire evening. At the end of turn 2, it's probably about 10 o'clock, and somebody's clearly won.
Yeah,
and you're like, what? I didn't enjoy this experience.
No,
not really.
They can be a bit grindy. They're big games sometimes. I've had really good big games, but sometimes you think like, gee, this is grinding on now. But I remember Sid, me and you talking about, we were watching some massive battle report, like, I don't know, 50,000 points or something on the channel, and it had all the stuff lined up. And it was you that said it to me, and I was like, yes, you're so right. He said, and basically, he said it was after the first few minutes of the spectacle of going, wow. So then it was just one turn. Everything along here just shoots at everything here, and then you take a turn shooting at everything. And it was just a big long board with no scenery, just two. It looked incredible from a... But
it did.
You look at the actual game, was it really fun? Because are you actually thinking? Are you doing anything tactical? Are you manoeuvring? No, you're just lines of army that got no position to move, just coming towards each other. Bang, 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 bang. We'll see what is most fitted.
That's why when we used to run like apocalypse games in Warhammer World, where it was just orcs versus orcs, you could have like 8 to 12 players, and it's just orcs across the board. We'd add in little bits of fluff, you know what I mean? Little tidbits that, you know, we picked up along the line where it's like, all right, you have command points, you use bottle caps as command points. We made up rules along the line where it's like, oh, I'm a blood axe. I'll roll 46 and add +7. If the enemy team bids enough of their command points and matches or beats the number I've rolled, I turn turncoat. I turn against the guys on my side, and then I'll join them, or we'll add in, you know, who is the best Warboss. These are looking to win, but these are also trying to compete against each other. So it's like you're trying to outdo each other. So whoever kills an enemy character, these all have little missions. You know, you have to kill this opponent, or, you know, pick the biggest unit in one guy's army, and, you know, you'll get extra victory points if you kill that. And you need to add in extra bits to make the game your own, but makes it more interesting instead of what you're saying, because otherwise, it is just that. It's just a line of miniatures, and then just a killing zone in between the two of them.
Yeah.
You know, so you make it more interesting yourself. You know?
The biggest rod for the GW community have given to the run backs is their own orthodoxy. Like they've swallowed this idea that how you play the game is competitively, and because you're playing it competitively, you've got to swallow all of their updates, all of their FAQs, all of their books, rather than sorting it yourself and just getting on with it.
You don't.
I think
you
don't.
don't. It's a realization I've definitely come to this year. Like,
I think the company themselves are quite a lot to blame for that, though, because they've steered
they wanted
that direction. They've made it that way, so it's not like.
We have a responsibility as creators and content creators.
Go on, Sid. Let's see, get in.
Sorry,
I was just going to say. I mean, I'm not defending GW in any way, shape, or form, because we all know what they've done, we all know what they'll do, and what their end goal always is, right? But they say with everything, they always say, "This is, the match play rules, but do it your own way. Do whatever you want. Miss out any bits you want." They're always saying that, but it's if anyone's spoiled it, it's the tournament. It's the fixation on these tournament, not the players as such. We're just trying to always chase that meta, trying to get the best possible lists, and then everyone fixates towards them. Then everybody goes for the one list that will beat that list, and they stick with the rules. And it's the players. Or certain.
You know what?
GW haven't had that.
I know loads of people who couldn't give a monkeys about competitive play. I don't know anybody who plays that competitively. I've met a few people, I taught a few people in the community who do, but not at tournament level, but most of them, it's all narrative.
Yeah.
But what you see mostly is an adherence to the rules as written.
You're right.
Every update must be followed.
You might not divulge in the tournament play yourself, but it will affect you anyway, because the rules are constantly changing, updated.
Yeah. There is a demand for that. There is, I think, a lot of my battle reports are filmed with my phone in usually a messy room. And I get so many rules wrong. I fuck stuff up and I fluff things, and it's not the most slickly put together operation. But I've been getting really positive feedback, and most of that feedback has been around the fact that I love the fact that you're playing fun and fluffy lists. I love the fact that you're just having a laugh, that you're not talking about that this is the optimum build, this is this. And I think the market on YouTube particularly is saturated with that sort of quite soulless kind of content to a degree. And there's a market, there's obviously a huge demand for it, because this stuff does amazingly well, and they put together really slick operations and stuff, but they sometimes lose the passion of what really, I mean, like, I'll put it to the viewers.
Gone too far. So many of us are feeling like I'm kind of done with 40k now. And so many
I've heard a lot
back
of it
for that
year.
like slimmed down version, which was 8 when it started. We got back into 40k, 8th edition, great new miniatures, new slimmed down version of the rules, changing the company's direction and talking to its community, and they've screwed it up.
There you go. Proof of what I've been saying all along. There you go. I said it. But right as they were doing it, I'm like, look at this. They're going to fluff this right up.
If they didn't have a bloated 9th edition, they can't have a slimmed down 10th edition. Yeah.
This is true. I've always got to hit that reset button. We've done it again. We've bloated it all. Reset.
We bloated 11th edition.
Well, I didn't see any tinfoil hat there. What's going on here?
There's no company that just keeps the rules more or less consistent throughout the, nobody's doing that. No one.
It's like other games though. Think about other games and the parallels you've got there. Like if you've ever played like D&D, right? You play some Dungeons and Dragons, you can do that any way you like, right? But it only takes 1 or 2 players to go on the internet and go, "Oh, what's really powerful? How do I be a real power gamer and do something really powerful?" And then after a while, the other people get pissed off with just being really weak compared to that. And then they start going, "Oh, what can I have that's really powerful?" And then everyone ends up power gaming because of
the internet itself's got a lot to answer for, the way it's this information of like meta lists and stuff. It wasn't out there before. It wasn't. You used to read your White Dwarf every month. You'd go on some forums and chat, but you weren't like it wasn't.
You read Dragon magazine or the rule book to do that. The people have been min-maxing since the beginning of gaming.
Yeah, no, they have. But I think it's easier to just, Google what's a really good Ultramarines.
People don't have to think for themselves. They literally go online and then they'll just look for the tournament winning list, and I will mirror that and use that.
The culture is just following the effort. The problem that GW has is that they are catering almost exclusively to tournament players and competitive and the competitive side and competitive game. They've talked about it non-stop. They've got a regular feature on Warhammer Community that's called Meta Watch. And they go, you can play any way you want. But the fact of the matter is that open play has been a shrug from the start, and narrative gets basically nothing. They do maybe one update to narrative a year, maybe. Some of
their idea of narrative is missions and rules in.
Yeah, but they've done barely anything with it, and they don't push it as much. They don't even try to add extra to it. So
that's why I never really liked the idea of the 3 different systems, because I thought it segregated everything into different camps, and you were always able to do that. You were always able to do that before in older
a mentality
editions.
in gaming though in general, because in BattleTech there's 2 ways to play the game. There's classic, which is more in depth and nitty gritty, and then there's Alpha Strike, which is more streamlined, and you can play bigger games with it. And it's very interesting to see cultural mindsets in gamers. It's very either or. Some people are like, I only play this version of the game, I don't play that. And it's like, mate, you can play both. They're do you know what I mean? They're set in the same universe. It's a very interesting phenomenon, is what I've observed.
There's some people on the BattleTech Facebook groups who are like, well, Alpha's obviously the future because it's a simpler rule set and you can play tournaments better with it. And it's just the same mentality, just creeping out. It's going to be the same as it is.
There's an echo chamber component that the problem is that the only people that are being listened to are the people that are in the social media space. And they're all talking about tournaments. It's very easy, GW, look at it. The only information we're getting, this regular daily feedback, people talking about competition play, people talking about what happened in tournaments. The biggest YouTube channels are the ones covering those things. The news channels, always meta chasing. But that doesn't mean that that's what the guy at home is actually doing or wants. And it doesn't mean that it creates a better game for the casual player, because it definitely doesn't. And I think the people who are not talking are the ones who are stopping playing.
I remember when I was started to play in 4th edition or 5th edition or something, I began searching the internet for inspiration what to do with my Necrons, because I played basically the same kind of list for ages. So I was like, well, are there any fun synergies between the units or anything? Which there weren't, because there were Necrons in the 3rd edition codex. So but still, I found out that if you take the Destroy Lord and then Scarabs, you can make them turbo boost and get a 2+ save. That was a nice synergy, but it was kind of it was good, but it wasn't fun. I mean, now with Orcs, you can do pretty much a lot of crazy stuff to get a fun synergy kind of thing. I mean, putting the dreads and the and gas in the teleporter and deep strike them and stuff like that. I mean, that's not necessarily good, but it's kind of fun. So I think that
I can vouch that teleporting 3 dreads is always fun.
It's very
yeah, but what I'm thinking is
bad,
us as a community, we got kind of a responsibility too, that when we're talking about doing tactics and stuff in our videos, we need to implement the fun part as well, and not just the best part. So it's not just GW that's doing something here. It's on us as well.
That's on us a lot. I've been now recently on my channel, most of the content I've been doing lately has been battle reports and stuff, and I'm really sort of finding my own kind of groove of it and learning as I go. Still learning the fucking rules, but I used to, after the first couple, I kind of kicked myself, bollocks, I missed that rule and I got that wrong. And I still do that a bit, but then I'm thinking, do you know what? Who cares? It doesn't matter. If we're having fun and the viewers watching it and they're having fun, they're enjoying watching it, it really doesn't matter. Just as long as it's a fun battle. Like even the other night, like last night, something happened. Like the game turned at one point without giving anything away. But I lost something. It looked like I was doing really well, and then suddenly it all turned and it went the other way. And I said, I'll turn the camera off after the filming a bit. And I said to him, mate, I said, actually, I'm really pleased you did that. I said, 'cause it's going to make the battle report much more fun now, because now there's still a game. I'm not just dominating you. So now it's swung, and I'm actually really pleased that you killed him. Like it's good. This makes for a much more fun battle report. Yeah. And I think more of us doing that kind of thing, collaborating together, meeting up, doing games, and putting in that spirit of fun, and if just saying openly on camera, listen, I don't know what the rule is here. We're just going to go with this. We decided that they're dead, and go with it. Or we've decided to scrap secondaries because they're a ball ache to keep bookkeeping on. We're just going to go primaries and nothing else. Or we might throw in our own secondaries. We can do whatever. We can tweak and just tweak the rules and change little bits and have
make
fun
the game
with
your
it.
own.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah, just make the game your own.
Even rewind in during games and stuff like that. Oh, you missed that rule. All right, let's just rewind and do it again. Then it's for fun. Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, with the whole secondaries thing, though, if you play the Crusade, the narrative stuff, you don't have secondaries. Instead, you have a secondaries based upon your faction. So you have one secondary when you play Crusade games.
I haven't touched Crusade yet.
Well, no, but it was interesting to see, because that means it's like there's obviously an understanding that there would be too much. But choosing is a really big part of winning competitive 40k. But in Crusade, it's basically not there. And the kind of secondaries you have, they're called agendas, I think. But they're basically like kill more models this turn, They're simple old-fashioned. It's like, this is my way I score, kill more models. Okay. Yeah. Or hold more objectives, but they're nice, simple, old-fashioned ones. And you picked it, and your opponent picks one, and you know when you're calculating it. It's not nearly so bad.
Yeah, it's simple. It's nice, simple ones. Killing stuff, killing the warlord, killing a big tank. Something that's very simple.
We're here to kill.
Old style hold the objectives on the last turn, though, keeps the player who's getting absolutely hammered in the game until the end.
Yeah, totally.
And it'll still probably come down to a fight on the last turn if he's got any models left.
I used to enjoy the old Maelstrom missions in 8th edition.
Yeah,
I used to enjoy them in the cards where you'd pull a card each turn and you'd be like, oh, right, this is my mission this turn. And that used to be... I remember Reroll Joe, who I used to play, he hated them because he'd be dominating, and then suddenly he'd pull a crap mission and I'd pull a really good one. And he'd go, oh,
and don't win the game.
Yeah, and he got really annoyed. He goes, because it makes it fun. Even if you're whooping my ass, I've still got a chance to win because I could pull a card at any point that says, just do this. And I'd be like, cool, I've done that. Like, it was, I used to enjoy them Maelstrom missions. And I did the open war one as well once, where you got the deck of cards.
I'm thinking about going back to that.
Draw a card, tells you what mission you got. Draw a card that tells you what special rule there is for that mission. And then you're like, boom, right, we're at go. And it's just like totally random. Have a fuck about. Good fun. Yeah.
Warcry had that, and it was a good game for it. You've been playing on the same battlefield with the same models, playing a very, very different game. Like suddenly, it's pouring with rain, no shooting. Whoa, that really changes how this game's going to play out. If I've got a lot of bowmen,
sometimes it can work for you, sometimes it works against. I did it with Nick, and being orcs, I drew the card, no leadership tests. Both, I don't know, well, this benefits me beautifully.
It kind of all comes down to sort of the balance of, with most games, board games and tabletop war games, is the balance between random and skill. You want to have a good balance between two. If you can completely dominate with skill, then it's hard for new people to approach. But if it's completely random, then it's hard for anyone to master, so therefore not really get too much into. So you need to have a good balance of the two.
Where did you get the idea from that you need to be getting more skilled at your hobby? This is part of that. If you'll forgive me, it's part of this kind of toxic competitive mindset. There's people out there selling you £400 a month bloody lessons on playing Warhammer. Something's gone really wrong with this hobby. The objective is to sit down with someone I like, roll some dice, And what I really want is a big fight between our two bosses at the end of the game, where when he rolls a 6, we both cheer. You know,
yeah, become a big
that's
sort
the
of
great game.
ego thing, and it's weird. Yeah, I remember first hearing about like these 40k coaches and stuff, and I'm just.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even know they existed. I was like, what?
It's not mad. It's not. It is mad, but it's like but it's not mad. It's with anything you're gonna have people who do it. Well, no, not for a few years. But I used to play football. But when I played football, I wasn't like, I'm gonna have a game of football and then I'll go and take on Ronaldo. Christ, I'm playing like 5-a-side with mates at like on a Wednesday night or something. It's a kick around. It's a bit of fun. That's all it was. And there's always be somebody there who takes it a little bit too competitive, and they never passes, guys in too hard on tackles, prick. That's how you sort of like end up labeling them. Because everybody does things differently. And if there's people who want to play Warhammer and want to pay 400 or 500 quid for lessons and play totally down the line and get as good as, let them. I don't want to play them. But they'll find people who want to play them. I want to, just as Kaiser said, I want to sit down with a mate, so I'm going to get on with, have a bit of crack, have a laugh. When my tanks blow up, that's the best set. Oh, that's all. It's just fun. That's what I want. Exactly. If I want to change my rules to make it more fun for me, I'm going to do it. But the thing is, if you've got the way I see it anyway, and I might be wrong, but if you've got everyone who plays, if half play exactly as the rules is written and half play with their own version, the first half are all doing it the same way. The second half aren't. They're all doing it the way they want to play it. So I might be in that half, but in a little tiny percentage on my own, because I'm the only one, or a very small group, who want to play it that way. So I see everybody else is doing it wrong, and only I'm doing it right for me.
Yeah.
Whereas the people who are playing the rules as written they're going, well, there's loads of us. Hey, let's all have content. And people who are making content are going to go, who should we aim it at? Them fuckers. So I think that's why they seem to get a lot of it. But you've got to do it your own way. At the end, this is not a job. This is a hobby.
You said
enjoying it. We're doing something wrong.
You said there that these people are ultra competitive, full on tournament. They get coaching and all sorts. They go full on. And you said a point that I thought you said, all right, fine, you do that, but I don't want to play you. I quite happily play people like that occasionally. I play against some competitive people, and it's always like proper, like they really try and build a list to tailor to take you out. And I sometimes quite enjoy that challenge. I can sit down if I know what I'm getting. If we both agreed that we're just going for this, I can have real fun with that. But I definitely have more fun with a more laid back attitude and just having a laugh. And I'm not saying not competitive. Like we're both still trying to win. That's important, because if I give people let go of that completely, it can kind of be equally shit. People just don't care. Like I still. There is something
just marching
fun about
troops into the grinder just for the sake of it. We're trying to win with what we've got. We've made a fun, fluffy list that we think's good, but we haven't read up on all the metas and what's the ultra thing. We've just created what we thought was good and fun, and then try and win. But if you're not winning, still make sure you're having a laugh and have fun. It's just definitely. Sorry, Dread, what were you showing there?
I was just showing the audience what I was working on.
What are you working on? Talk to the
I'm
audience.
working on my grot.
Share it with the class.
I'm working on my grot tank, so I've been dirtying up the colours on the side so they're not so garish as they were.
Johnny B, have any input there, Kaiser?
Sorry, what?
I said, does Johnny B have any input on what we were chatting
He's
about?
passed out drunk.
40k, completely agree. On both sides, competitive players by all means do it. But what worries me is the fact that it's driven the edition. It was written by tournament players. They were quite open about that when they were developing Ninth. And that killed it for me, as simple as, and it sounds like a lot of you guys are finding that the same issue. But yeah, we've made it our own thing because it's a bloody hobby. So happy days.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you've got to, well, you don't got to do anything, but you can play it however you like. Like, if you don't like the modern competitive game, you don't have to play it. If you do like the modern competitive game, go for it. If you don't like the game at all and you just want to paint, you can. Like, I mean, I've got here my shark attack gun. It fires sharks. There's no room for it. There's no rules for a shark attack gun that fires sharks.
Some people are going, "Oh, what is this madness?"
Exactly, right?
Is it meta?
Like, how
Sounds
awful
fishy.
is that? It's a gun that fires sharks.
Can I use 3 of them at once?
How did it do in the GT?
Like, I mean, like,
How many Drukari can you kill with it?
exactly.
Fucking table and mate.
How many can you have in a unit?
The fucking table.
Need a picture of Dread now. Table in turn 1, mate.
Yeah, I used all 12 shark attack guns, mate. He had no chance.
Shark attack gun, completed it, mate.
Oh god,
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
6 months time they'll write rules for it. It'll be front page of White Dwarf. Buy the shark attack gun, only $100. You know.
But now you can't say that a shark attack gun isn't competitive.
Highly competitive.
I think the thing about it that because what other people have said, it's all right. It's like you do you know, is a great phrase for this. The bit that bothers me is that I think that the kind of community social media space has been so dominated by the tournament that we as a community have been persuaded that is the way to play it. And I think we're all falling into that trap. We're all falling into the belief that we need to, you know, our army is rubbish, even though it's beautiful and we love it. You know, it's not going to do very well. We need to get better. I said at the beginning about 2,000 point games. I think that is an incredibly bad size for casual play. It's far too big, and I think that we don't do enough questioning of that. How many people are playing 8th edition now? So anybody who's sat here who doesn't like 9th edition is quitting Warhammer rather than going back to 8th. Why?
Yeah.
2 years ago, all these people were perfectly happy with their game of Warhammer, but we've all been sucked into this belief that this is the right way to play, and we play some version of that.
I had a real hard time trying to get people to play smaller games. I talk to people, hey, Dread, even you're guilty of this. I said to you, we can do 500. You're like, nah,
I'm not interested. I want to use all my models tonight. I want to throw everything on the table, and that's and that's what annoys me. Is why should it not work at that level? It should be fun. Why is it so clunky?
It's not that it doesn't work. It does work. It works.
It
works.
Well,
It
doesn't
works.
sound like it.
No, but it does. It does. It depends. But
Don't look at them. Don't look at them.
This isn't a new issue. I used to get this back in 4th edition.
Yes, it fucking is.
No, listen.
Not being
Playing against my brother-in-law, right? He had the same
Not
mentality.
in front of the children now. Come on.
He had a massive Dark Elder, as they were called at the time, army, huge, and I'm a Necroser, and he always wanted to just play the maximum I could do, whatever I had built. He was like, right, we'll do that, and I'm like, oh, can we do? And you could see the look on his face, the thought of playing a smaller points game, which is like, well, why is that fun? Like he didn't get it. He just wanted to have as much stuff on the table as possible, bigger, and sometimes it wasn't always feasible. And that's not like a new edition thing. That's always been there. Sometimes even back then I used to love playing combat patrols. I got a lot out of them. I really quite enjoyed the smaller games, and I still enjoy the big games. I just think it's the effort, it's the space, it's the time it takes.
If I'm rolling a wagon in, I want to be rolling 2 wagons in. If I'm rolling a plane in, I want to be rolling 2 of them in. It's just
You
the way I like
have an
to
army of
play.
3 wagons.
Yeah,
You play that game and then play another game afterwards because it only took you an hour.
Yeah,
I'd probably
Hey, Dread,
rather.
that would be undoubtedly would be fun, but you wouldn't
It
want to
will
play that
be.
all the time.
No, of course not.
And so it's the variety of playing the smaller games. Being able to
I think
get a game
the
in
important
evening.
thing, if you want to keep the joy in your hobby, is to just pay no attention to the man behind the curtain and just do it your way, as we were saying. But to actually don't focus on any meta or what the new hot model is or anything like that. Just buy the model that you want, convert the model you want, make it the way you want it, paint it, enjoy it, and like you don't even have to be. It can be any rendition of 40k you play with it if you want to play with it, or
But I
any other
think
game. You know,
it's
like
still gonna
there's
be-
one-page rules and stuff like that.
It's still going to be the way it is because of what Sid said. You know what I mean? Because you'll have loads of little pockets, and then the main pocket of players are going to be competitive driven. So the content's going to be created for them. Therefore, the perception of how the game should be played or what the game is will be for the competitive market. But, you know,
And
I think you hit the nail on the head there when you were talking about I think you've sort of opened my eyes in that realization of it's like, yeah, it makes sense, and that's the thing we see the most because they're the most uniform group and the largest group. And when you're creating content, you want to cater for the largest sort of denomination. So yeah.
So then it's our responsibility to shine the light on other ways, isn't it? You know, we need to.
The great irony
it can be done another way.
Well, it'd be a lot more effective than moaning about it.
Yes.
You can make a video. We can make.
Let's make this our joint New Year's resolution.
I can make a video moaning about the current state of the rules, or I could put on a battle report going, look, we're playing 9th edition, but we've stripped out this bit because we don't like that.
Yeah.
Or done this. We tweak that. So
I was
you let the
about
audience
proactive.
go, and you're having fun, and people go, oh yeah, that'd be cool.
How about we make it a New Year's resolution
like that? And
a joint New Year's resolution between us all to actually instead of moaning on the Warboss episodes for the next 12 episodes, no moaning about what the state of it actually is.
You're putting Zim out of work.
No, he can talk about his love for other systems. Other things you can do. Other things you can do with your 40k miniatures.
They can do what the fuck they want. I'm continuing on.
Definitely.
Dread. It wouldn't be the same, would it?
No, I suppose not.
You can't change him.
I know my place.
Yeah, we love him.
I know my job.
Running out salt mine.
The fucking salt mine.
The one thing you can never say about the Warboss show is we're not an echo chamber. We all have very different opinions on a great deal of things.
Where do I get this New Year's joint he was talking about?
Actually, that's one of the reasons.
I'll pass it down the phone.
No, not the joint, by the way. When I started the hobby channel, I spoke to my mate about it, and we kind of said that if we are going to the part where we go on and do battle reports, we would go back to 5th edition and take the old rule books and stuff, because that's when we thought it was fun to play the 1500 points games and stuff like. I mean, that's when we thought it was as fun it could be. So, hence we figured.
I like templates. I like templates. I like rear armor. I like rear armor, and I like.
I bet you fucking
rear armor.
Oh yeah. Oh, I do. I love penetrating a bit of rear armor, mate. That's half the fun.
Yes, that's what your suppository's supposed to do.
I can see.
Mate, we'll play 10,000 points. We'll bring a shark attack gun. We'll win the fucking tournament. And it will be knee deep in clunge, mate.
Exactly.
It's the old trick, isn't it?
Rear armor.
The table.
That's the arse of my gargant, mate. Magnetized.
Is that a flap?
Maybe come back.
Goes on over the reactor room with the plasma glow.
Oh.
Don't take it in the car, will you?
Magnetized for quick access. I like it.
I can see myself deep striking that rear armor.
Oh well, look. Going into next year, I know what I want to do. I want to do. For my channel.
What do you want to do?
What I really.
I've got a dad joke on the stomper with a magnetic arse.
Just stop right now.
That's a very attractive arse. There you go. I got a dad joke.
Hey, cheers.
You got plenty, mate. Don't worry about that.
No, that's the first one this year.
I want to do. Like I say, I'm much the same this year. I've sort of come to this sort of in doing the battle report stuff. Come to this realization of just do what you want to do for the fun of it, and you don't have to I haven't been covering the news stuff so much, and because there hasn't been much that's got me really passionate or excited, but there is a lot that I am excited about and a lot I am passionate about. And I think if I focus in on that for my channel and just my hobby in general, I'm going to have a lot more fun with it. And you don't need to you don't need to keep up with what's the latest update on this rule? It doesn't matter. Just do what it says in the rule book. It might be outdated now, but fuck it. Maybe you've got an older chapter.
The draw. That's what I'm into. What's a marine? Hang on. That's what I'm interested in. The models, build the models, painting the models, and then the game itself is something that happens around it. It's like the
No,
weather.
it's just there.
When
Yeah.
it's
What would you
going on,
rather? What would
it's
you
going to
rather?
affect us, but it's going to change soon anyway, so don't worry about it.
What would you rather?
Good analogy.
Have an army that maybe you've just slapped together really quickly, or maybe you had someone else do it for you, paint it, build it, whatever, and you go to the tournament, you dominate, and you win the tournament, or you go to the tournament with your beautifully converted, kit bashed, lovingly painted army with a strong theme, and you take it there and you get whooped in every round. What would you rather do? Like, seriously.
Problem is, I know what the answer is for most of the people who still play it regular. It's the first option for them, isn't it?
It is for some. I don't think it's for anyone in this.
I mean, for
It's
me,
great.
I would pick the latter category every single time.
Yeah,
I would rather lose.
I would get so much more joy from someone coming over to the table and going, "Oh wow, they look really good," rather than standing there with a trophy.
This is the most beautiful pile of dead I've seen all
Yeah.
It's like you're going to a tournament, mate. Like I've been to like a BattleTech tournament this year. So you're going to a tournament. You're going to play to try to win. Otherwise, what's the point in playing? You know what I mean? It's like that's part of the game. Doesn't mean they have to be the whole game, as we've discussed. But it is an element of it. Like
I mean, learning the lesson from what we've been saying. Actually, the true answer is, I just don't want to go to any tournaments because fuck them.
Yeah, I'm
on fuck them all.
Yeah,
But that's
that's my point of view. So I won't.
Yeah.
Actually, I went to
I won't.
Magic the Gathering tournament just for the social part of it. I mean, just to go out and meet people and I know card plays. Yeah, yeah.
Did you go dressed as a wizard?
Being around.
Did you go dressed as a wizard, Navani?
No.
You weren't in your S&M gear this time, were you?
No.
Not this time.
The dress code said proper.
No PVC. Yeah. they only put that on there because you attended last year's.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's why you didn't invite me for last time.
No, turning up like a horny Borat.
You keep telling me to be myself, and then you say no. No, but I went to the tournament with a list that I knew wasn't going to win, but it was fun just to be there, hang out with people, and it's not like it costs a lot of money to participate in tournaments.
What you have to consider, Navarne, is we've got young, innocent eyes, like Jude, for example.
Hello, Jude. Happy New Year, mate. All the audience is going. Rest of the audience is going, who the fuck is Jude?
Yeah, have you built the wardrobe with legs yet?
He is. We'll share a link to his channel down below. It's the Git Man. He is one of our youngest community members, and
with his own channel.
He's got his own channel and everything, and doing.
And hence, I'm not allowed to joke about him.
I am.
This is older than him. As is half my mother.
I tell you one thing I want to do in what year is it next year? Is it 2022?
2022.
It's
not-
now, yeah.
What I want
It's
to
not
do
legal then.
in 2022 is play. I want to play with you guys.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
I want to do that. I want to
40k.
I want to throw my tank busters against Tom's Gargant. I want to take on Sid's Goths and Death Skulls and all his dreads. I want to play Scar's Blood Axes, and then in payment for that, play him at BattleTech. I want to get Dread round. Dread, you'll round soon. I feel like you're going to be a battle report in the next month or so, and I want to force Dim into playing, and I want to come on the modelling for advantage and feature on one of your battle reports, and maybe learn something new. Maybe I'd love to come in and you guys give me a crash course in some game system.
Oh, you mean like bolt action or
Anything.
powder or something?
Anything.
So
Don't
when are you
care,
coming to
whatever.
Sweden then?
Oh, that's a big Maybe what could I do next year with you? Collaborate on some kind of musical thing.
Yeah, we'll work on something.
We'll work something. And I want all you guys watching. I want you to subscribe to all these channels down here. Subscribe to all of them.
All the kits.
Yeah, definitely.
And your own, perhaps?
Yeah.
Everybody
given.
subscribe to Steve.
Yeah,
he knows that.
Nirvana, everyone already is. I don't know. I don't know
If
if
you
you're
know,
aware,
Fucking
Nirvana.
deal, baby.
I'm kind of a big deal. You know?
Sorry. I should have made these to you.
Where'd you get my shades from?
You
So
look a
now
bit fretful there.
I've got you on camera, Steve-O.
Yeah,
Your missus does hair and nails, right?
nails.
So when are you going to do like a charity thing?
Well, I already did that on Dred's channel.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Did I
good.
miss that?
I don't think we didn't raise any money
Oh.
for charity, did we? I just humiliated myself for the entertainment of Dred's audience.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Someone-
It was eyelashes. She does eyelashes. Yeah.
Something that I was wondering about as a like while there's a few of us here.
Yeah. Go on.
No. He's thinking about the few of us that we know each other. We've got some shared coverage. Let's try and do something about men's mental health and raise some money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was
what
going down a totally different path here. I thought he was going to suggest a prank show or something. I could be up for that.
I mean, there's loads of things that I think we've all got kind of that our own charities of passion.
Yeah.
But these I don't know what your stats are like, but I'm like 99.9% men watch my stuff.
Yeah.
So it's very much a men hobby, and I think that's a problem in a lot of ways as well.
Yeah.
But that's a different topic that I talk about.
I mean, it would have been nice. We could have had Roxy here to represent
absolutely.
the female community. But,
I think Major Kill rocks it when he says, "Hello, guys and girl." Like, just assuming that out of all of those people, there's only one girl.
But doing something collaboratively to raise some money around men's mental health.
100%, definitely. We have discussed mental health. I've done it on my channel, and we've discussed it on the Warboss channel as well. But yeah, certainly it would be. Yeah, it's a cause that I think all of us can relate to in some way, especially after the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Because that's the real pandemic that is sweeping across the world right now is the mental health pandemic for everyone. Everyone's been affected by this shit. Tom, you know this better than most.
Yeah, if you want an actual mad doc on for a talk about mental health in hobby, I'd be quite happy to do it.
Oh man, you're going to be fucking inundated now.
You
just said this on YouTube.
Yeah, I've been doing psychotherapy for some people in the hobby as well. Actually, some people just randomly that I've met through the NHS that just happen to be into the hobby. And like, oh my god, my psychologist actually knows about little, chaos demons and things, and I'm like, yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Well, I've chatted to you, haven't I, mate? I've chatted to you about stuff and got your advice on things and stuff, and it's been really good. Like, because I definitely get affected from the mental health thing. I've suffered with depression, I suffer with anxiety, OCD, and I'm sure I'm not a special case like loads of us, Yeah. So I'd be well up for that and doing anything to sort of raise some awareness and money towards a good cause like that. 100%.
Hobby therapy or something like that.
I was going to say, I don't know if he still does it, but there's Wargaming Bear, who's was active on forums. I remember him as Doc Bungle on like a couple of forums that I used to go on. But he had a thing that was kind of like a similar thing. WARC, I don't know if he still does it, but it was like Wargamers Against Cancer. And like he got everybody on board to give prize support, and he did like big events and stuff. Although the joke was, for the many years that he did it, GW would just turn him down because they had a flat policy of never. And obviously, new GWTM did give prize support. And they named him. They named him like
Can't help that belief,
Warhammer, a Warhammer hero when they did the Warhammer
Can't
hero.
help himself, can he? He can't
And
help
it's just like funny. He did that good thing first, and they decided to pat him on the back. Yeah. Right.
Hell, I know why there's no Caesar salad in Dame's fridge. It would just be fucking stabbed to hell and back. You know what I mean?
Some of the Twitch streamers have done some charity fundraising streams for mental health. I know Let's Make It Orky did a big one for Times, like UK mental health charity. And
nice.
Can't remember, there was the chat before that. But me and Kyle would tend to sort of like sneak in and both give a big donation at the same time to make someone cry live on their stream. But it's all for a good cause, so we weren't just being total bastards.
Yeah.
You come into Discord and make me cry all the time. You never raised a fucking penny for no one.
Yeah, actually,
it can't always be me that does it.
Yeah, I was actually recording a segment I was considering putting on to my channel now, like cooking for geeks, because I know that there are plenty of geeks out there that really don't like to cook, either through the different reasons, if it's like they don't want to cook for themselves, or if they're just simply not bothered with it, or stuff like that.
And one of the instructions are like pierce lid several times. You know?
For a ding noise.
Pour in hot water to the fill level. Add the sachet if you want a little extra zing. To your pot.
Yeah,
I mean, at least
the cooking meta at the moment, right?
It's
all
at least it's
all about chilies, right?
No,
it's all about
60
chilies.
seconds.
Massive amount of chilies in turn one. Just overwhelming chilies. They're fucked. That's it.
I mean, at least
At least this series just spam chilies at them.
At least this series is going to be more successful than Cooking Geeks. Just
yeah, but no, it was actually planned to be like a proper, not like proper instruction video, but how to make dinner like in 10 minutes. A good healthy dinner in 10 minutes, because well, that's kind of what's needed in many cases. Like try to try new stuff and try to improvise. And I mean, the first thing that I was going to like upload was a salmon soup that you could eat in a cup by the computer, so you wouldn't even have to like quit the game or anything. You just go away for 10 minutes and then you have a proper nice dinner in a cup.
Oh, my convenience food is do yourself a big bowl of spaghetti bolognese and a big bowl of chili, and then put that into little pots or freezer bags and just chuck that in the freezer. And then you just grab one of them out in the morning before you go to work, and boom, when you get home, you've only got to boil some rice or some pasta and heat that up, boom, you're away.
Yeah.
And it lasts for ages.
Welcome to the Warbosses of the kitchen.
We always talk about food eventually, don't we?
We do,
always end
we
up
always
getting there, yeah.
Always do.
The only food
Usually when I'm very hungry.
the only food related thing I really did for Wargaming was back in 5th Ed, when I used to play one of my mates like constantly in 40k. Like he had Imperial Guard, and we played each other so much that we knew each other's codexes. So, you know, if he had like a command squad, I knew he was going to put like 4 melta guns in it or whatever, and it'd be in the back of a Chimera, that type of stuff. But what we used to do for food during the games, like at break time, was we'd make leadership rolls, and they were
a special kind of sandwich.
Yeah, they were like French croissants, baguette croissants that we get, and you'd put bacon and chicken in them. And then if you wanted sauce or whatever, but you know, they were our leadership roles as such. You know what I mean? Just that was our wargaming food, you know.
Jesus.
I know it sounds less impressive, but they were amazing. Bit of brown sauce.
I'm just wondering if maybe rather than just raising money for a mental health charity, that we could actually, because what we do is an escape, like it is a form of escape, that we couldn't do something in house that actually does something for mental health. Like, I don't know, some form of like, not Secret Santa, but something like pass a gift on, everyone does it, or something like that, or something where you buddy up with someone random, or some kind of pen pal. I don't know, something like that. You know, like some random connection thing that gets people connected or involved in a community or something that they wouldn't otherwise do.
It's a better idea than your hotline before. Like. I mean, people calling through the hotline to seek mental health support, and they come through the dim.
Whatever you play Space Marines.
No one dread it would be like he cooked a load of edibles and we all came around and ate them. Baked off.
We did have a Warhammer. It was a fantasy battle because it was back when I was a kid, for charity, and it was a 24-hour one, and there was about 8 of us, and they were like 4 side, and everyone had like a 3,000 point army. Played on 2 table tennis tables, which were decided to put end to end and start at the ends, and we spent 18 hours slowly moving towards each other before anybody even met. It was
I've got a fucking idea.
Absolute nightmare. It was horrific.
5th edition. How did you manage
charity anyway?
5th edition. How did you manage to get that finished in 24 hours?
That was third.
A light bulb just popped above my head. I had an idea. How about, like, Clinton loved this, right? How about we each do a Blood Bowl team. That's really doable for every YouTuber. We do a Blood Bowl team, and then we get people to sponsor the teams, like monetarily sponsor the teams for charity.
Yeah, possible.
That's something that could work.
Just which version of Blood Bowl will we be playing?
Oh, Jesus.
I spend 8 months arguing about which.
Like not the shit one, right?
3
Like the
months,
first
hate
one.
them. Then we'll have 2 teams done by the end.
We got a doggy.
I've got.
So Kaiser.
What type of
a
squig is that?
for mental health seems like a good idea, but as you can tell, we're just like it's like herding cats.
You know what? just take a leaf out of the book of the experts, the WI, and do a nudie calendar.
I think people might get that not to be produced.
Kaiser, you've got to be Mr. December. And that fez is not going to be covering your head.
I've got a mini to cover me modesty. Hang on, I'll go get my stomper.
We'll find out if he's really 6+.
I've got this Gasland spike for my coverage.
I won't be at my best.
I'm going to see you with the fez. Look, no hands. Navani's, I don't know what month he'd be, but his page would be something special.
I've already put some pics in the group chat. Hang on.
I think it'd be Navani completely abusing Slanesh.
Slanesh goes,
who's the daddy now?
But this is taking a piss.
Just Slanesh shouting the safe word.
I'll be teaching
Navani's like
some
two
stuff.
words off of pussies.
Just his head and shoulders, and the rest of the page is just pixelated the hell and back. Not suitable for general consumption or whatever.
We'd have to put him as February, so it's a mercifully short month.
What's this? Whips? Oh, that's so 2020. I'll show you.
It's like, good job, it's a leap year.
No,
you
but,
know, the nude calendar is probably a terrible idea for everyone's sake.
Yeah. Let's not do
but But seriously though, if we're gonna do this, where do I sit? Because I want to be sitting if I'm going to do a charity.
I see we could get the Swedish Navy involved. They've got all of their ships have got barcodes on the side, so you can scan the
I think
Navy.
they're digging pots.
I think they need bad puns.
They need a puncture of
calendar.
bear.
They come flat packed, do they?
Oh,
Do you know what?
I've just finished them.
And then we could take a space marine and drown it, and then we'll be a submarine.
Did anyone get a good Christmas cracker joke this year?
Evidently not.
No.
I would have said no, but after the last 30 seconds, yeah, they were all fucking brilliant.
Look at the look on the dog's face. That tells you everything you need to know.
What the fuck you on about?
But listen, I think it is time to draw whatever this has been to a close. You know, we've all had a few. You know, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. All right, it is time to draw.
I got nowhere else to go. You know this.
Close. So, first of all, I want to say a big thank you to the Maribok himself, Tom, and your furry squig.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for coming and joining us, mate. Links.
No problem.
Get on the Discord, come and meet Tom and check out their competition for the Gargants. Mr. Navani, our musical maestro.
And official perv, obviously.
An official pervert of the 40k community. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
No worries.
And
Thanks for having me.
I look forward to revealing your collaboration in the near future.
Your calendar?
Kaiser, modelling from advantage.
Hey.
Thank you so much for joining us and bringing the fez and the apron.
It's not the only hat, so if you have me on again, it'll be a different one.
Super.
Oh, that's a promise.
Good stuff.
Then
Again,
it will be
guys,
a hat trick.
links to modelling for advantage channel down in the description below. Go and check them out, especially if you like awesome Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonations. You'll
And dick
find
jokes.
no better. And dick jokes. Which that's all of our audience, mate. You're appealing to a wide casting the net wide here. The Drunken Orc. I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to Sid. I think I'm more drunk than you this time.
Yeah, well, I've been taking it easy.
Yeah, I haven't. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you so much. And thank you for the Christmas masterpiece. Good luck to you, Kaiser, organising this cause for good charity, because Sid will tell you, just organising a little sing-song was a fucking
herding cats.
So,
I thought I was calling upon you guys to lead on it.
That's not how leadership works around here.
I'm
It was
going to
an idea,
let
was
you
it? Your
know,
idea.
Kaiser,
That's grand,
a
you were on with it.
terrible
We
fucking
will
idea.
do it. We will do it. It will just
Don't
take a
listen to
couple of
Drake.
years.
Yeah,
It'll take a couple of years. That's all.
Mate, that's a terrible idea. We can barely get our shit together for this show as it is. Like,
No.
I still believe we're going to do everything we ever said we will. I just know that it takes time.
I heard Christmas joint.
Did I not pass it? I'm so bad.
Dread, thanks for just, being you.
Enough said.
Enough said.
You do you, boo-boo.
Bold Knob Scar, Mr. BattleTech, salesman, the BattleTech shell.
You swear, they were on the open market and I had stock shares in them, but sadly this is not the case. But yeah.
If you're watching BattleTech executives, he may have converted at least one customer, so he's doing something right. So send him some free shit. Hey, that's the first one. That's the first one.
Last one of 2021.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
2020 vision right there.
Oh, it's 2021 now.
Many, many more in 2022. I feel like we should all start singing crossing our hands to the old lang syne now, should we?
Just reach off camera.
Yeah.
No.
Happy New Year, you gits.
Guys, thank you so much. Thank you to all you viewers that have watched and supported us. Thanks to every member of the 40k Orc community. I'm talking to all of you in the Discord. I'm talking to all of you in the Facebook group. I'm talking to all of you in the Instagram group that I never chat to because I don't go into Instagram. I'm sorry. But all you people that are on all of our stuff, the people that are subscribed to all of our channels, all of you, you're all awesome. You rock. And we look forward to bringing you more content and fun and collaborations and whatever in 2022. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All the best.
New Year, everyone.